Hey there, how's it going? davidinark here with you, and we're driving with Dave again. Well, I say it's gonna be a quick video. By the time I get to where I'm going, probably, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15, somewhere in there. Anyway, I got a new mount for my vehicle, so I'm testing it out primarily, so you get to come along for the ride, and we'll talk about the stuff that pops in my head. Now, one of the things that's gonna pop in my head is that the way I've got it mounted in my Rogue is definitely a little shaky. I don't know if the phone's built-in jitter correction will fix this, or if it's going to be bouncing all over the place. So if it is bouncing all over the place, well, I apologize. But yes, we're going to post it anyway, because why not? It's what I do. All right, so, okay, a couple of thoughts. First and foremost, that's a weird angle of the sunlight to come across there. First and foremost, you cannot be, well, I guess you can be, okay? I can't be an Arkansas transplant and not talk about the absolute choke the Razorbacks fell through. Now, here's the kicker. If you are an Arkansas fan, or you've watched Arkansas sports, and I pretty much mean any Arkansas sports, you know that there is a tendency to absolutely blow it at the end. Whether it is football, baseball, basketball, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm a Razorback fan, but you know, you got to be brutally honest, and here it is. We absolutely choked. There were two perfect opportunities to end that game with a win. The fly ball out to the outfield where the fielder slipped, the freak is that about? But I would argue that the true choke of the game was Aloy, and just why the heck are you throwing the ball to third base? It's an easy, it's an easy double play. Dude, it was hit straight to you. Stop, think. It's fundamentals, man. Pick up the ball, throw to second, throw to first. And I know, I can imagine, I don't know, but I can imagine in his head, he's thinking, get the lead runner so he doesn't score, instead of thinking double play. And so, of course, all of the rumors and speculation that he's going to be, one of the hottest draft picks available, blah, blah. Here's my thing. I would love to hear from or know from any scouts, or however they do that now. I'm assuming they still scout, right? But I would love to know where his ranking went based on that play alone. And I know, you say, well, one play does not make a player. I get that, but when you are on the brink of being eliminated in a competition from a championship, and you are not thinking clearly enough, fundamentally enough, to know where to put the ball to get yourself out of the game and win the game, that to me is a huge, I don't know, if anything, it's a huge yellow flag. May not be a red flag. I mean, let's face it, the dude is freaking awesome. So no matter what, he's getting picked up by somebody. There's no doubt about it. But I just can't help be I don't know. So along the same lines, it's going to be interesting to see what Dave Van Horn does, because I don't know. There's just been a feeling around this whole season like this is it, and I truly think, well, not just him, obviously, but much of the I wouldn't say United States, but most of the people who speculate about such things had pretty much pegged Arkansas to take the whole shebang and finally give Dave Horn his Arkansas championship trophy. I think he's done. I really do. I think whether he is going to go on to another college or whether he's just going to sit out, retire, and do something else, or I don't know, there may be some pro aspirations. I cannot imagine that there's not a pro team somewhere that wouldn't love to have Van Horn on their staff. I don't know. And here's a kicker. The Rays are up for sale. So who knows? MLB is going to be an interesting place next year, or certainly over the next couple of years. And I really think Dave Van Horn has the potential to be a part of wherever MLB is going. And it doesn't have to be the Rays; it could be anybody. But if I can tell you right now, if I'm an MLB team, I'm an owner, general manager, whatever. Okay, now this road is really rough, so it's going to be interesting to see how bad this is shaking. Because yikes! Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How do you not have Dave Van Horn in the conversation? And I know some people are like, well, he's never, he hasn't won the championship in, X amount of years. I get that, but he is still putting together teams that could. And as far as I'm concerned, the last 2 times that the Razorbacks could have won has nothing to do with Dave Van Horn. It has everything to do with players being boneheaded. And so, I don't know. Now, ultimately, is that, does it fall on Van Horn because of that? Maybe, but I don't know. And he may stay in Arkansas. I just don't think so. I think he's done with the Razorbacks. I think, sorry, but there's only so much pain and heartache and disappointment. And that's my thing. The utter disappointment that he's got to feel. So on the other side of the sports spectrum, I won't say other side, but another aspect, how about the Florida Panthers? Now, I will tell you straight up, I was not rooting for the Florida Panthers. My wife was. My wife was rooting for the Florida Panthers because they're an American team. They were from the USA. She was rooting for them. I was rooting for the Oilers because I'm old school hockey, and frankly, I wanted to see the Oilers win the Stanley Cup as a Canadian team. I know, maybe that's just ridiculous. Well, obviously it's ridiculous because they got their butts kicked. What the heck? But I have to say, even though it was 5-0, what a fun. I don't know if exciting is the right word. I mean, there are moments of excitement in hockey. But it was certainly a fun game. A lot of fun to watch, especially, I know it's crazy, but, when you get one player who scores 4 goals, I mean, I don't know. And I know, empty netters, blah, blah, but, even so, it was fun. It was so much fun. Very, very cool. So, anyhow, those are my thoughts on sports. Changing gears, BeamNG Drive came out with 0.36.1, and really cool updates. I made a video about that, in fact, right before this one. So if you want to go check that out, go feel free, and you can check that one out in my video list for the 3.6 update. Lots of cool stuff in there in terms of vehicles, and they are refreshes, not completely makeovers, right? So the Burnside got some really neat features. I love the higher fins in the back. They redid the front grille, obviously, some other little tweaks. The MD series, is that what's called? The MD series? The HD series? MD series, right? I don't know. Anyway, medium duty. Yeah, the MD series. They also, it also got some really cool configuration updates. So, we got a new school bus. We got armored vehicles. Lots of fun there. Very cool stuff going on with BeamNG. And then, let's see, there was a Burnside. The Miramar got a Ute which I am all about the Utes. Love Utes. I don't know, I'm just addicted to them. So as I said in my other video, before I got the Rogue, when I was researching vehicles, I really wanted the Hyundai Santa Cruz, because it is, a Ute style vehicle, so, mini pickup, but just not enough room between the driver's seat and the back seat. So just that was not going to happen. So anyway, all right, well, at this point I am at the end of the road. The end of the road. So anyhow, thanks for coming along for the ride, and we'll see you next time that Dave takes a drive. Thanks for watching.